So hey, Vantage Point, how are you doing? Man, it's hard to believe that it's been 9 weeks since we have all met together as one body, gathered in one place, worshiping and continuing to connect with one another as a church. Listen, these times are truly unprecedented, but like I said before, we're not going anywhere. Vantage Point, this is our time. From the beginning of this COVID-19 quarantine, I've held fast to the reality that we're God's church and that He's uniquely designed us and set us apart to work through all of this. The only thing that's changed about us right now, VP, is that we're not gathering together at Wilson Middle School. We've always made it clear, where we meet is not what defines us as a church, but what defines us is who God has made us to be, to carry out the gospel vision, to glorify Him, and to live as His disciples as we continue to share the hope of Jesus and make disciples. And that's not going to change. Vantage Point, I'm so proud of you. You guys are standing strong as His people, and I know that you're growing weary of doing things differently, and you're ready to get back together with others. But in the meantime, while we can't, you're still holding strong. Man, each week, we continue to have a large part of VP meeting together over Zooms and social media, encouraging and building one another up. Great job. Keep it up. Over the past 2 months, we've seen generous people continue to give faithfully with their finances, allowing us to meet our monthly expenses and more. Listen, there are other churches who are laying off staff and shutting the doors, but right now, we're financially able to press on, doing everything we need to do, and think about ways that we can impact others around us. So thank you for your generosity. Listen, this past week, we collected food and supplies to give to a homeless ministry so that they can continue to reach out to those in need. And we're not stopping with this. There's more needs that we're hearing about that we will need your help meeting. So be ready to serve in those needs. So VP, I would say right now we're doing well, being faithful people that God has called us to. So what's next for us? Maybe you're asking, when are we going to start meeting together as a church? Or what are the next steps that we're going to be taking? Listen, the answer to this is hopefully sooner than later, but there's not a definitive answer to the exact time and the day that we're going to start doing this. Listen, my family, like yours, is ready to get together and start meeting. But we know that this is going to take time to work through everything that our government leaders and the CDC that are asking us to do this safely. There are protocols and safety procedures that we have to be ready to do, and that's going to take some time to make sure that we can do it well. Another piece to this is the school. Listen, as you know, the schools are still closed down in our district and really throughout all of our county, so we're looking into the best and safest place to start meeting again when that time comes. But in the meantime, what does this mean for us? I think there's 2 things that we need to be thinking about. Number 1, we have to continue to stay connected with one another through our missional community groups. These are critical to the continued welfare and spiritual health of each of you. And we need one another right now badly. So here's the deal. If you're not part of one of these MCs, either on Zoom or meeting face-to-face, as some of your leaders may start talking to you about, you need to get in one. Our leaders are ready to receive you, and they're going to help you get connected. And the second thing is that we're making connections with area pastors in our community that are willing to allow us to start meeting in their buildings at a different time than Sunday morning. But even with that being said, there's not a start date in mind, and we're not going to begin to consider this till after May 18th when Abbott talks about the next phase. But right now, as elders and leaders, as we talk with local churches, we're starting to look at possibilities and put together a plan as soon as June to slowly start meeting back together. So here's what we need from you right now. We need you to pray. Be praying for your staff and for your leaders as we talk and dream and plan as to how we're supposed to continue to walk through this. Be praying for each other that we stay focused on being the church that we know God has made us to be. Listen, right now we need to continue to trust God with everything. He is all in the details, working for His glory and for our joy. So let's continue to seek Him, trusting Him, not leaning on our own understanding, trying to figure this out and making a bigger mess of it. But let's know that He makes our path straight and He's going to tell us where to go. Listen, VP, I love you and I miss you. I'm praying for God to bless you as we remain faithful to Him. Over the next weeks, we're going to be communicating more with you about the next steps that we take as we hear from other people. Listen, right now we don't have a whole lot to say, but we know as time gets closer and we start making more plans to slowly start meeting back together, we'll have some more information for you. In the meantime, let's just continue to be the faithful church that He's called us to be. We'll see you guys soon.